What's up, friends? Welcome back to Magic the Gathering. So the last few episodes I did were on some of those basic decks, which I don't even have in my deck list anymore. I thought we should do some pack openings, because I've been playing quite regularly, and I've been saving up all my golds, and bought all these packs rather. And I thought, well, once we've opened all the packs, we'll see what cards we have, and we'll do some theory crafting and build some decks. Right, first pack. Surge Mare, it's kind of meh. Dismissive Pyromancer. The discard a card, draw a card could be kind of good, I suppose. Sacrifice 4 damage, that's pretty good. Gravedigger, yeah, that's fine. Totally Lost. Plummet. Links. I'm not a huge fan of Strangling Spores. I suppose I should be. Like, I mean, for the same mana cost, I think it's a 3 mana cost for -3. Whereas Murder is also 3 mana cost, but it's just outright kill, not just -3. But I suppose the Spores is instant. Enigma Drake, good card. Gaspark, good card. Master Thopterist. This guy's an irritating. Ugh, I hate him. Common Vanguard, Essence Scatter. Abnormal Endurance is an interesting card. I've experimented with it a little bit. It's kind of cool sometimes, but I don't know. It doesn't seem powerful enough. Like in the black deck that I've tried it with, like a zombie deck, I always wish that I had some sort of graveyard fetch for the spells. I mean, there's plenty of graveyard fetch for the little monsters, but I think for the spells I can find in black. Exile target permanent with converted mana cost 1. Psychic Corrosion. Oh god, that's annoying. I had a game, I think it was last night, where a guy ran Psychic. He had 2 Psychic Corrosions on the field at once, and he had the other one where you discard cards for the amount of cards discarded, and he mulled me down in like 3 turns. It was fucking terrible. Illusion Mage. That's pretty cool. A 2/2 for 3 with a bounce. Very nice. Sky March, good card. Viashino. Pretty cool. Exile target colorless creature. Like, if this had cycling, it's something I would definitely carry in my black deck. Because, I mean, there's a lot of colorless creatures you come up against. In the artifact builds. Johnny Pridemate, good card. Skilled Animator. Target artifact you control becomes an artifact creature. Oh, that's pretty cool. That turns a 1/1 Thopter into a 5/5. Naturalize is good. Spark Tongue is good. Yeah, these are all good cards. Oh, I love the Rocks Oracle. Dragon's Horde. So when a dragon enters the battlefield, put a gold counter. Remove a gold counter to draw a card. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so it's 1 mana of any color, and every time you get a dragon, you get like basically 1 mana refunded. That's pretty cool. Blanchwood is good, especially when you chuck it on a hexproof Carnage Tyrant. It's pretty funny. Remorseful Cleric. Exile all cards from target players' graveyard. Seems a bit situational. A 2/1 flyer for 2, I suppose, is fine. But how often are you going to be playing against the graveyard fetch deck? Not that often. Lava Axe, good card. I remember this card from MTG 2014 that I played years ago. Invoke the Divine. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. You gain 4 life, and it's an instant for 3 cost. I think that's pretty awesome. Artifact or enchantment. Instant. And you get 4 life. It's only 3 cost, not bad. Salvager is awesome. Dusty Pack Beast. Turn target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Common. That is interesting. As an additional cost, cast the spell, sacrifice a creature. That deals damage equal to the sacrifice creature's power to any target. Ooh. So hang on, so like if I have, let's say for example, that 7/3 Hellion thing, I could, and it would be blocked otherwise, I can just use Thud on it and get that 7 damage suited to the face. That's freaking cool. Graveyard Marshal. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. Get a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. It's a 3/2 for 2. I suppose that's good, but I don't want to be exiling from my graveyard. I think one of the Liliana Planeswalkers has a interaction where you can remove cards from exile, but like for me the whole point of this black zombie build is you want to be able to use the graveyard fetch the whole time. Switcheroo, that's just an awesome card. Fire Elemental, good card. Luminous Bond's amazing card. Smith Guardian. Another Thud, another Switcheroo. Hungering Hydra, good card. Hungering Hydra enters the battlefield with XX counters on it. This is very cool in a green ramp deck. And then you use Savage Stomp and it has damage dealt to it and then it gets even bigger. The problem is it doesn't have hexproof. Already Drill Master, I've not seen that before. When it enters the battlefield, target creature gets +2 and gains first strike till end of turn. That's pretty cool. If it had Flash, it would be amazing. Active Tree is an amazing card. Vampire Neonate, pretty cool, especially with that card that, I forget what it's called, Blood something. We had it in the previous pack. When enemy loses life, you gain life. It doubles the effect of Vampire Neonate. I want to build a vampire deck. Oh yes, I've wanted that for a while. Liliana, Untouched by Death. So the +1 power is put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. If at least one of them is a zombie card, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So -2, target creature gets XX, where X number of zombies you control. About 5 zombies, that's -5. That's pretty cool. And you may cast zombie cards from your graveyard for a turn. Nice. Poison Tip Archer. Reach Death Touch. If another creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life. That's pretty nice. Anticipate. Top 3 cards in your library, put 1 into your hand, the rest in the bottom of your library. Giant Spider, good card. Invoke the Divine, we know is good. Mighty Leap's interesting. What is this? Creature gets 2/2 and gains flying. 2 cost instant. That's pretty damn good. Havoc Devils. Novice Knight. Haven't seen this before. What is this? As long as Novice Knight is enchanted or equipped, it can attack as though it didn't have Defender. Ah, okay. So you put a bunch of these in your deck and you do artifacts. That sounds lame. I've never seen anyone build a deck like that. Probably because it's crap. We're going to have to try that. Desecrated Tomb, an artifact. Whenever one or more of your creature cards leave your graveyard, create a 1/1 black bat creature token. Oh, that's cool. It's a pity that that black bat creature token isn't a zombie or a skeleton in addition, because then it would synergize nicely with Death Baron. If one or more creature cards leave your graveyard. I'm already running Reassembling Skeleton in one of my black decks. That could be interesting. So every time you reassemble the skeleton or use Gravedigger or any sort of bounce from graveyard, you get a free 1/1 black bat. That's pretty cool. Nightly Valor. Creature. When Nightly Valor enters the battlefield, 2/2 White Knight. Yep, 2 in Vigilance. 5 cost is a lot though. Catalyst Elemental. A 2/2 for 3 mana. Link Spores. Instant, pretty good. 3 life, draw a card. That's actually pretty damn good. I mean, it's only 2 cost. Lava Axe, we know is good. Bog Stomper, just a big bad. Gift of Paradise, I like. Vivian's Invocation. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. Whoa. The rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. When a creature is put onto the battlefield this way, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature and opponent. Whoa! Okay, so 7 cost. Let's say use it to fetch a Gigantosaurus. So you put the Gigantosaurus tapped onto the battlefield and deals 10 damage to something else. So it's essentially a search card plus a Rabid Bite. That's pretty cool, but 7 cost is big. And it's got no cycling. Set your enchanter. Draw a card every time you cast an enchantment. Hide Blade I'm not a fan of. 3 cost for a flash, 3/2. Comfortable Chill. Look at the little goblins. I love that artwork. Use your opponent controls, get -2. Draw a card. Vigilant Bailoff, good card. Just Growth, okay card. slap that onto anything that's hexproof, and it's freaking terrifying. Nightmare Thirst, Normal Endurance, Anarche Ogre, yep. Daggerback Basilisk is pretty cool. I was watching Day 9 do some drafts, and he came up against a guy who had Daggerback Basilisks and used Rabid Bite. That's basically kill anything because of the death touch. Pretty cool. Shock, God, really. 2 damage for 1. Instant. Volley Veteran. I haven't seen that before. Goblin Warrior. When Volley Veteran enters the battlefield, deals damage to target creature and opponent controls equal to the number of goblins you control. Okay. Situationally could be pretty good if you flooded the board with little nerds. I like the way, look at the artwork. It's like arrows and stones and a cucumber randomly. Pickle Rick! Oh, I fucking hate this Planeswalker. It'll be good to have him in my own deck. I've played against him a bunch of times. He's such an annoying ball bag. Going up against... if you don't have any way to get rid of it, then he just keeps putting counters on 2 target creatures. Millstone. Helps mill the enemy. The pack we've seen. Smelt. Destroy target artifact. I like that. It's a 1 cost instant. Wall of Vines. And I like that it has reach. That's cool. It's not very big though. I mean, you can put... I've been up against a guy who put that Bramblewood Thorn thing on it, which was kind of annoying. It kept bigger and bigger, and it had reach. But I was playing decks, so I could just murder the wall, and I punched through for damage. So seems like it's pretty good for buying time. I might want to put that in my green ramp deck. Sky Scanner, Knight's Pledge, +2/+2. That's pretty cool. Another Enchanter. Goreclaw, Terror of Kelsisma. 4/3 bear for a 4/3 for 4 on its face is pretty damn good. Just spells you cost with power 4 or greater cost 2 less to cast. Nice. Whenever Goreclaw, Terror of Kelsisma attacks, each creature you control with power 4 gets 1/1 against trample. It's pretty damn good. Engineer. Booken Form. 3/3 for 3. That's just straight up not as good as that Oak other armor card. Even Wind Mage. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, will you get +1/+1? Pretty good. Duress, nice card. Marauder's Axe. 2 and 0. You could use that with that Novice Knight. Go Strike. Already I'm getting ideas for what I want to do. I want to try a Graveyard Fetch mono black. Maybe a black white. And I want to try white equipment. Nathless, good card. So those 2 that I mentioned are just going to be shit decks. I know they're not. They're not in the meta. We're going to lose. But that's... I mean, I've lost a lot. Like, a lot. I've lost more than I've won over the last couple of, weeks I've been playing. But I'm more interested in the decks that have fun interactions as opposed to just the same mono-red hyper aggro you see. I was watching a bit of the Pro Tour, and it was a bit ridiculous, like seeing the little scrolling bar at the bottom of the screen, giving the results, and every single deck was mono-red aggro. There was some black-red, like Boris Assault aggro, but it was all mono-red. So from what I can gather, the meta is very stale in the pro scene right now. It's all just Goblin Chain Whirlers, and I forget what it's called, but it's that 1/2 wizard that whenever you deal spell damage, it puts that many -1 counters on targets. Whistling Boar can't be blocked. And Speaker, I guess this Courser is annoying to deal with sometimes. And another Smelt. Sty, Master Thopterus, Grift, Johnny's Pride Mate, Burst, Iron Blade. Colossal Majesty. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control a creature with 4 or greater, draw a card. Ooh. Basically free card draw if you have big bads in the field. But I always find that in my green... Well, I've got a green and white deck with my hexproof, big hexproof nerds and a bunch of green ramp. By the time I've gotten my big bads on the field, I don't feel like I'm desperately needing the card draw. And in the beginning, I just used the Llanowar Elves and that type of stuff for acceleration, and then Ranging Raptors for more mana fetch onto the battlefield. And then what I have used with great success so far in a green deck like, the argument would be, instead of using Colossal Majesty, you get to use that, oh, what's it called again? Beast something Compass, where at the beginning of your upkeep you get to scry for 1, and when you draw a creature card, you can pay 1 green to draw a card. Freaking awesome. Just being able to scry for 1 every turn for free is insane. Okay, Gem of Wishes. Flying 4/4 for 5. You wish counters on it. Pay 4 mana, remove a wish counter, build top card of your library, you may play that card. Whoa! I have to try that at some point, that's cool. Another Pickle Rick Volley Veteran. I can't believe there's a random cucumber on the right there. That's so cool. Forgot Brute. I might want to do just a Goblins deck as well, just for the lols. Rabbit Bite is good. Epicure of Blood, there you go. Whenever you gain 1 life, opponent loses 1. Which, that could interestingly be done in a vampire deck with the Fountain of Life, which gives you 1 mana every turn, so that does 1 damage every turn, and the Neonate, and some Sky March Vampires, and Lifelink. Lots of ideas. Another third, another switcheroo. Liliana's Contract, I haven't seen that before. Liliana's Contract enters the battlefield, you draw 4 cards and lose 4 life. Beginning of your upkeep, control 4 or more demons, different names, you win the game. So you put that in a demon deck, that's super interesting. Knight's Pledge, Strangling Spores, we know these cards. Active Treason, just an outright awesome card. Another one from Magic 2014, I remember. Naturalize, Snapping Dragon. Like, they drop down a Gigantosaur or a Gulta, and you're like, oh, nice Gulta. Having it. So, how long have we been recording for so far? 17 minutes. Look at my decks. And so far, okay, these are the basic ones I've been given. These are the 2 decks I've made myself, and you can see how terrible they are now. This deck needs a lot of changes. What I've been trying to go for is, well, the center point of it is the Bontu's Monument, to make it cheaper to get more black cards onto the field. And then the 1 life, gain life. Which would also have synergy with those vampires. But what I wanted to do here was a skeleton and zombie deck built around Death Barons, because I had 4 Death Barons. So the idea was Digraph Ghoul, Doom Dissenter, Genera Eternal, which I like that it has the Affliction. I love Afflict. The Reassembling Skeletons are just a bit of an annoying nerds. I thought, oh, it's 1/1, doesn't do very much. But I started to realize how actually good it is for chump blocking, and once you start to have Death Barons on the field, it'll have Death Touch, so I can kill pretty much anything. But at first I wasn't a big fan of Doom Dissenter, but once I started using, where is it, Blood Divination. Sacrifice a creature, draw 3 cards. Very, very cool if you get to use it on a Doom Dissenter, because it gives you a free zombie. And use it on the Reassembling Skeleton, because you just summon it back on the next turn. Essence Extraction, Lord of the... Essence Extraction is super useful, especially in the beginning, because the main struggle I have with this deck is the lack of ramp, and you get mana flooded or you get mana starved. I'm running 23 swamps. I had 18 at one point, but I just wasn't getting enough mana. I need more Vraska's Contempt. The Vraska's Contempt is just there in case I run into a Scarab God or the enemy runs Planeswalkers that I don't have any way of dealing with. The Bone Dragons I love. It's super hard to get late game enough to get them down, but once you can, they're awesome. You keep bringing them back, and they get +1/+1 from the Death Baron and Lord of the Accursed. At one point, I even had a... oh god, what's it called again? That flag, a 5-cost artifact that gives +1/+1 to a chosen type, and I made the chosen type zombies, but I wasn't surviving, you know, often enough to get to use it. Open the Graves, Liliana's Mastery. Why don't we basically start from the beginning, right? And let's go for... we'll build it entirely around fetching things out of the graveyard. I mean, I know I'm going to want, let's say, 22 swamps. And most of these cards I'm going to put back in here. But to me, these are non-negotiable. The 22 swamps and the Bontu's Monument. I mean, the Digraph Ghouls are just really good. Okay, hang on. How about this? Let's go for Balmer's Tools. I like this because Activated abilities of creatures cards in your graveyard cost 1 less to activate. Tap an untapped zombie you control. Target player puts top card of their library in their graveyard. So these are the only two I'm going to run as far as artifacts are concerned, most likely. I'm just thinking, this is reassembling skeleton. How many of these do I want though? Let's just try focus the deck. We'll go with 4 reassembling skeletons. And then there's another zombie creature card. Where is it? It's a jackal. Which you can pull from the Dread Wanderer. Turn Dread Wanderer from graveyard to the battlefield. So with Embalmer's tools, it would only cost 2. But this sucks though. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery and only if you have 1 or fewer cards in hand. No. Here's my mummy. Each player discards a card. 2 for 2. Discard. Like that. What we could do is we could run 4 tattered mummies. I love these because even if they get killed and chump block, they still do 2 damage. Let's go for all of those. And I want to have like all these 2 costs. It seems smart to just have digraph ghouls because they're 1 cost. How many creatures do I want? I think 16 creatures. Maybe instead of 4 reassembling skeletons, because I'm thinking of Doom. I want Doom Dissenters in here as well. But now I'm getting to the point where I've got too many small nerds. I do need some bigger nerds. Raise Dead. But hang on, there's a card that says that's Macabre Waltz, I think. There are some cards here that say I want Return from Graveyard. Red Wanderer, not that. Scarab Feast. Graveyard Marshal. Exile a creature from your graveyard. Create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature. No. Movement of Malice. Nah. Here we go. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, but then you got to discard a card. Probably get that. This could be pretty good. Return target creature if you got an artifact, because we've got 2 artifacts. Maybe that's the way to go. It only returns 1, as it's a sorcery. It's not an instant. This is return 2 target creature cards. Then I don't like the discard though. Return to your hand all cards in your graveyard that you cycled or discarded. Maybe this could have some synergy with the Stitches Apprentice supplier. When it enters the battlefield or dies, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. So then after you use that, you use Shadow of the Grave, and then all 3 of them... I don't know, it doesn't seem reliable enough. Vile Manifestation gets 1/0 for each cobber cycling in your graveyard. Terrible. Richard Campbell. 2/1 with some desert synergy. About that. Let's dispossess. Alright, so choose an artifact card name. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for number of cards. Shuffles their library. Pretty much just a counter to an artifact deck. Pirate card, same for Vampire, Dinosaur, and Merfolk. Tax, you may play X when you do. Turn a creature card with confirmed cards from your graveyard. 3/3 for 3. She's a human wizard, that's pretty good. Never in Return is pretty damn good. Destroy a creature or planeswalker, and then Return is exiled card from graveyard, 2/2 black zombie creature. I think I want at least one of these. How many pairs do I have? I like the Destroy Planeswalker. I think I'm going to make 2 of these. Soul Salvage. Oh, there you go. 2 target creature cards. That's just straight up amazing. And it's common. I think I need 4 of these. This is going to be like the center point of our HUD. Or maybe I'll do 2 of these. Oh, that's even better. Oh, right next to it. And I can cycle it. Okay, so we'll do 2 of these. Oh my word. Wonder in Death. We've got 40 left. Dark Bargain is good. Cover. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Draw a card. That's nice. It's a return and it's card draw. How many returners do we have? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 in total is probably enough, and maybe this is the one to return target creature, and it's a card draw. You only have 1. Oh, there it is. I'm out of commons. Damn. Okay, I think I definitely want one of the Phyrexian scriptures. Whoa! Put a 1/1 counter on up to 1 target creature. That creature becomes an artifact. This types. Destroy all non. No, that's terrible. Target player loses 2 life. Turn to creature from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, damn! He looks amazing. Destroy up to 2 target creatures. Put up to 2. Okay, well, I haven't got a. When I have a rare or an alt, whatever this is, ultra rare, I'll. So it's between Untouched by Death or Death's Majesty. So, top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. At least one of them is a zombie card. Each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Then on the next turn you can say, cast zombie cards from your graveyard. I wonder if that'll interact with Embalmer's tools to make them cheaper to cast. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. I've used this before. This is really good. Top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. Turn to a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Hell yeah. Let's go with Death's Majesty. Not both. So we're going to run with 2 Rise from the Graves. It's just too good not to use. Target creature card from a graveyard. So you can do it from your enemy's graveyard as well. Eldest Reborn, what is this? Creature or Planeswalker, discards a card. Graveyard into the battlefield, nah. The Crocodile. Gravewalker is pretty good, but 7 cost though. Another Liliana. Turn all creature cards from the graveyard to the battlefield. From your graveyard. Whoa! Awesome. Marionette Master. Nope. Lingering Phantom. Sorcery. Put a 1/1 on each creature you don't control. You search your library. Card name Liliana, Death Wielder. Deal it. Oh, then on the next turn you can use destroy all creatures with a 1/1 counter on it. Lich's Mastery. Hexproof. Can't lose the game. What? Whenever you gain life, draw that many cards. Whenever you lose life, for each 1 life you lost, exile a permanent you control or a card from your hand or graveyard. I mean, Lich's Mastery leaves the battlefield, you lose the game. So if it just, well, as I said, it can't be exiled because it's hexproof. About that. Exile up to 5 target creatures from graveyards, so that's yours or opponent graveyard. The opponent separates those cards into 2 piles. All cards from the pile of your choice onto the battlefield under your control, and the rest into their owner's graveyard. 7 mana. Okay, so what have we got so far? We got 12 little nerds. I think I want some bigger, scarier stuff. I'm thinking, let's go for 2 Bone Dragons. A 3/3 for 3 zombie minotaur, can't block another zombie. I suppose that's good. I also want the one that does 2 damage when it attacks. What is that called again? I know it's a 4 cost. It's called Wretched something. Ooh, Cartouche. Nah, I've had some success with Blighted Bat as well. Being able to jump in with haste. Well, again, disgusting creature thing. I think we definitely want Blood Divination. Diabolic Tutor is interesting as well. I like that. I must look for... Oh, we go. Infectious Horror. Okay. From Strider. King Chupacabra. No, I only want... Ooh. I love things you can pay cycling cost for. Okay, 8 more cards. I think I definitely want Murder. But didn't we have something that can cause damage straight away? Where was it? Lurching Rot Beast, Bone Dragon. What? I need removal. What Destroy do we have? And as well. And let's defeat. Cast down. Target non-legendary. Fatal Push is pretty good too. It's only a 1 cost. Eviscerate, destroy target creature, destroy target creature. This is 3, that's 4, so instant, that's a sorcery. Murder is just straight up better. Run 4 of them. Never End Return, I think I want to... That's tempting. You cast Never to destroy creature or planeswalker for 3. And then you can cast Return to exile Never and get a black zombie creature token. I think we'll do probably 2 of these. I'm using rares. Fine. Okay, what other card draw do we have? 1-2's Monument. Got 2 more places left. Stir the Sands, maybe? I think Stir the Sands is 6 cost though, so create 3 black zombie creature tokens. 6. Cycling 4 cost. Cycle Stir. I've never used it before. I'm sure it's terrible. Let's try it. Okay, one last thing. So we've got Digraphs, Reassembling Skeletons, Tattered Mummies, Embalmer's Tools, Murder, Never Return, Soul Salvage, Wander in Death. So we've got some pull from the graveyard. But like, what am I going to be putting from the graveyard? It's going to be Tattered Mummies, Digraph Ghouls, Kenra Eternals. Doesn't feel right. You know what we could do? Turn target creature card from your where's the other Liliana? Maybe I can... Death's Majesty. What's the other one we had? Untouched by Death. I cast zombie cards from your graveyard. But is she in there already? Yeah, she's in there already. What we could do is we can just hopefully survive with all our small stuff. I can actually, maybe I dump majority of Recover and Soul Salvage, because Return from the graveyard is what we're getting from our 2 Lilianas anyway. Or we cut the Lilianas. I haven't even got my Death Barons in here. 2, 3, 4 Death Barons, 22 Swamps. Stir the Sands has got to go. I cut 2 cards here. Lurching Rot Beast. Recover, return to a creature card, or card, Wander in Death. And that's got cycling. Soul Savage doesn't have cycling. 4 Death Barons. What else? Lord of the Accursed for the Menace. Deck feels terrible. So bad. Fine, let's just pop a Lord of the Accursed in there. But I want more card draw. I don't think I can... Another one of these. Damn, I don't have any more commons. What zombie things give us? When it dies, draw a card. I'm not crazy about that. Resourceful return, have I got those? Maybe because creature card. I think maybe I'd drop Tattered Mummy and Reassembling Skeleton. Feels better. I've got my Blood Divinations in there too. Got one more space. Another Bone Dragon? I think so. Or no, actually no, we go for Dark Tutor. Diabolic Tutor. Because I can use these to search especially for Liliana. Oh, but I don't have Open the Graves. I need Open the Graves to make tokens. Okay, then we cut the one Dark Tutor. Diabolic Tutor. Okay. Open the Graves. Rise from the Grave. 21 Swamp. Seems like it's too little. This is return target creature card. Let's cut that one. And we'll just keep Untouched by Death. Okay, so this is Graveyard Fetch. This is going to be absolutely terrible. Let's give it a try. Why don't we do a best of 3 Brewer's Delight with it? I'll be amazed if we even get a single win. So, I've no doubt that I've made a lot of mistakes in building that deck. But this is the best way to learn. You just try stuff and, you know, figure stuff out. Hangburn Dark. So what do I want ideally in my opening hand? I want that monument to make my casting spells cheaper. Or I want Embalmer's Tools to make fetch from the graveyard. I don't have any card draw though. I need at least 3 mana in my opening draw. There it is. A Death Baron, a Wonder in Death, Infectious Horror. The problem is I've got no turn 1 play or turn 2 play. Damn. Do I keep it? No. Ah, it's only a 1 swamp. Oh, God. Ah! Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so at least I can turn to Tattered Mummy and then just pray that I can get another swamp to get Bontu's Monument down. Then I can return Tattered Mummy, draw another card. Oh, thank God for the swamp. Hello! I love Bontu's Monument. Black creature spells cost 1 less to cast. Use black-white. At least there's no blue. I detest having to deal with blue. Another nice little synergy with like Tattered Mummy and Blood Divination. If you're ever in a situation where you have to do 2 damage for lethal, but you can't get through blockers, you can just sacrifice Tattered Mummy for the damage. I also kind of like the idea of him having to keep killing Tattered Mummies. There you go. Well, that offsets the damage. Fair enough. I mean, I suppose that sucks, but we can pull that back from the graveyard, and that's burnt one of his Moment of Cravings, which he could have used on one of the Death Barons. So overall, that feels like a win for us. And in Vanguard. Control 3 or more creatures, gets 1/1, end of turn, gain 1 life. So he's got lots of plus life. Ah, oh, precious. Precious land. On the next turn I can return Tattered Mummy. and draw a card, but our pace is far too low. I needed some digraph ghouls as blockers. So I didn't put the Kenra Eternals in this deck. I love those little cards. A 2/2 for 2 with 1 afflict, and it's a zombie. Maybe I should have cut the digraph ghouls and put Kenra Eternals in instead. Infectious Horror will cost 3 to cast. I think I cast that. On the next turn, I can turn Tattered Mummy and cast it. Turn after that, I can Blood Divine the Tattered Mummy for some card draw. We've got a Murder, which is nice for a big bad. I'm really hoping he uses another Moment of Craving. Yeah, Revitalize, fine. We're a bit behind on mana. Highest Interdiction. Paying 2 life. So what does this do? Enchanted creature can't attack or block. Oh well, in that case then I'll just Blood Divine it. Easy choice. And is it a recover? Nice. I've got no board presence though, but it feels like we're winning the enchantment and removal war just because we can keep pulling things back, and that was a nice bonus. I didn't expect to be able to use Blood Divination on what was a useless creature of mine, and he's only got 1/1 on the board. Open the graves! Okay, now it's time to start pulling from the graveyard, but all I have to pull back is and I could even Diabolic Tutor now to get my Planeswalker in hand to cast on the next turn. Is he going to have an Exile Planeswalker? Vitalize, fine. Oh, more precious mana. Turn a creature from your graveyard to your hand, so I can return the Tattered Mummy and draw another card. Got 4 mana. How do I get the most out of it? That's 3. I think we search for Liliana. Because he doesn't have board pressure. That's going to force him to get board pressure. And try attack us. Unless he has any hold removal for it. Which I doubt. And we can just keep chucking down zombies to chump block. The main thing I like about the Planeswalkers, or when I use them, is that it forces the enemy to attack you. When you have favorable board position, you can then throw your nerds in front, especially like in this black deck when you have a bunch of Death Touch zombies. I have in the past had a similar deck where I remember having had the other Liliana where you create a zombie every turn, and I had a Death Baron with a bunch of nerds, just Digraph Ghouls and Walking Corpses, but they all had Death Touch, and he had Gigantosauruses and all sorts of big shit. But it didn't matter because he had to attack Liliana, and I just Death Touched everything. We can murder that, no problem. Oh, more swamp, more precious swamp. Yes, we got 7. This is 4 only. The big question is, when do I open the graves? Probably on the next turn.
What is more precious than life?
Top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. If at least one of them is a zombie card, each opponent loses 2 life, and you gain. And you control. Let's go ahead and do that.
One person's trash is another woman's army.
This is the downside though. I've just graveyarded my Embalmer's tools and I can't pull Wandering Death or Embalmer's tool back. This is the major problem with this deck I'm on. Do I murder this now? U2 with lifelink, he's going to attack that. I've got 3 mana. I could return creature, but doesn't have flying. I think I have to murder this. Please don't tell me our Liliana's Mastery went into the grave. Because, I mean, now that's what I most want to cast. I want to cast Liliana's Mastery for +1 to zombies and 2 free tokens. Then open the graves. I feel like he's going to drop a big bad now, and I'm not going to have any way to kill it because I just used our murder. I do like how on Sarah's Wings, Pious Addiction. Now, there you go. Fair enough. Okay, so we got open the graves. Actually, you know what? No. I can recover a creature card from here. What do I? But all I can recover is the Tattered Mummy, so maybe not. Let's open the graves. Is 5 and Infectious Horror. And if it kills the Infectious Horror, I can recover on next turn. The tempo on this deck of ours is not good. Oh, come on. I should at least get a token out of it. There you go. And I can return it. I can recover it to draw another card as well. Here's what I wonder about the interaction between Open the Graves and Reassembling Skeleton. If I drop this Reassembling Skeleton, he kills it, it goes to the graveyard. Kills it, I get a token. I'll bring it back. He kills it again, I get a token. It just keeps creating tokens. Oh, what? Change your life total with every witness's power. Oh, right. I had to show my hand now completely, but what are you gonna do? Pray for another blood divination, friends. Look at all the life he's got. Holy crap. I don't know what kind of card draw he's going to have within the black-white deck. So, we've lost a murder, we've lost a Wandering Death and Embalmer's Tools. Oh, baby. Oh, sweet board control. Do you have any counters? Blue has Disperse. Very unlikely to have any counters. Yeah, I think there's a buff that gives Indestructible. A white card buff that gives Indestructible. Looks like it, yep. God. Oh baby. Cautiously optimistic. I mean, I can always just Blood Divine one of these two, but there's no need to take them off the board yet. Just keep punching him in the face. Love the Infectious Horror. It's basically a 4-2 at this point. Come on, Reassembling Skeleton. I want to play the skeleton, kill it, which will give us a token. We can then immediately recast it from the... Oh, baby! Feeling more confident. I hope he's not running a fumigate. He could be. If he does, he would get life equal to the power. So 3 is 5, is 8 is 11. That would suck for us. That's fine. Oh, baby! 2 creature cards. I don't have any creatures. I can only get 1. Damn. Is he gonna have? He could have a steroid. I don't want him to kill my Death Baron. Is fumigate an instant? That's not victory. Victoire. I think I need to be very, very, very careful about using Liliana, the Planeswalker. The fact that her ability is throws spells into the graveyard is the big problem for us. I mean, like in that game there, it threw Embalmer's Tools into the graveyard. And a bunch of super, super important stuff. Bantu's Monument we got early on, that was nice. Like, I mean, if I use Liliana's +1 and it ends up throwing Open the Graves into the graveyard, not good. I don't know if I should cut her or not. Top 3 cards of your library. I mean, like, the other Liliana does pretty much the same thing. Create a black 2/2 black zombie creature token. Top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. I mean, her -3 is return target creature. You know what? Let's try this. Let's cut Liliana's, and we'll put in Liliana's Mastery. I mean, that way we're not going to be throwing any spells into the trash. It's almost half tempting to put that flag in, then put it on the zombie type, and that'll give almost everything +1s. But we're getting +1s and Death Touch from our Death Barons, so. Herr Noob, Mr. Noob, guten Tag. Wie geht's, Herr Noob? Sehr gut. Oh, 3 mana, Death Baron, return. I love it. Keeping it. We don't have any turn 1 or turn 2s, but. I'm liking the murders. Oh. Ah. Gonna have to murder that because it has lifelink. I hate having to use murder on something that only does 2 damage, but I haven't got any early game presence. Murder, 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 murder. At least on the next turn I can Death Baron. Like, using the murder on that War Leader doesn't hurt so much, but having to use a murder on just a 2/3. Legal Bloodlord, let's see. At the beginning of each, it's flying. Fuck. I might have to use Never Return on it. So at the beginning of each end step, if you gained life, create a 1/1 Black Bat. Now we can't have that with flying, I can't deal with it. Exile target card. I don't have any fetch for my spells, so I can just exile one of the murders. Oh, God. I really need I really need a murder. Black zombie token. Unlikely to attack with it, but I'll tell you what, I feel like I should throw down the Death Baron so he at least can't punch me in the face with his Epicure. And then we'll reassembling skeleton so that on the next turn we can blood divine it. Take 3 damage. Be a great time to get my Bantu's Monument. And noob, thinking. Diabolic Tutor, just like me, loves that card. It's such an important card. I mean, I've got Rise from the Grave. Instead, if you gain life, create a 1/1 black token. I might even Rise from the Grave that if I can get my Bantu's Monument down, because then every time I get a card onto the battlefield, I'll gain life, which will proc that and give me a black bat creature token. I think the fact that it's black-white doesn't matter when you use Rise from the Grave. Yes, it's a black zombie, other colors. That's 3 mana to give me black zombie creature token. I think we need to blood divine. I need a murder for that. Oh, actually, that was stupid. I should have attacked with it first. There's the Bantu. Nice. Yeah, that was a little inefficiency. I should have attacked with it first. No, he would have just blocked it. But it would have had Death Touch. He wouldn't have blocked it. But then when it was tapped, now at the end step, that's when I should have Blood Divination. And then that's awesome. On the next turn, we can reassemble the skeleton and Blood Divine it again. Oh, come on. I don't have any flyers. Well, I've got dragons, bone dragons. But he's going to start flooding the board now with little bats. Wait, didn't I have put that enchantment in? The one that has, whenever you do something, create a 1/1 bat? If I haven't, I probably should include it. Okay, so let's see. Death Baron, Rise from the Grave. Turn 2 target creature cards from graveyard to your hand. It's got to be Bantu's Monument. You're gonna start punching me in the face for 3 every turn. I may as well attack because I can't block his flyers. Awesome. Like, Moaning Wall is an interesting card in Mono Black. If it had reach, I would like it a lot more. Victory Herald. His flyers are be a pain in the arse now. Now he can give Epicure flying. Okay, we got problems. We got problems. I'm gonna have to Blood Divine the skeleton just to pray we can get another murder, and then I can murder the Victory Herald. Top 3 cards. Let's go to combat. I've got 5. I'm going to want to use Blood Divination on the Digraph Ghoul after it's attacked. I'll chump block it again, that's fine. At least that's why I'll remove one of his bats. Still gonna punch me for 4, 6, maybe even 10. I'm gonna have to do a lot of blocking. I can't reassembling skeleton and do that. I'm 1 mana short. I need murder, come on. 2 creature cards. What creature cards are there? A diagraph. No, not worth it. Put on artifact, draw a card. I need that. I'm desperate for the card draw. I'm gonna have to block with my Death Barons. And could have lethal here. Oh, my murders. Oh. Hey, he's just gonna give the Epicure blood flying. Yeah, he's got lethal. We're done. Good game. I didn't pull the murders to kill those cards, but I had murders. I used them on those early cards, but I felt I had to. And I felt I had to because I didn't have any turn 1 or 2 plays. So I think the lesson there is make sure I have a turn 1 and 2 play. Garganta Delata. Three swamps, nice. Turn 2, 3, a murder, and a bone dragon. At least this way we got a bone dragon play if I can get the 5 swamps. Hello. I like the idea of using the Tattered Mummy, kill it with Blood Divination, does 2 damage, return it to the battlefield, kill it again with Blood Divination, does 2 damage. Yeah, at least on turn 3 I can murder or Death Baron. I really hope I can get the Death Baron down. That'll give him plenty to think about. He shouldn't block here because he can just attack for 2. Double strike. Actually, I can block it with the Death Baron without dying because it'll deal the 1 point of damage first, then I deal the other 2 points of damage, then it dies, doesn't do the second. Take Vengeance, that's fine. Using Take Vengeance on a Tattered Mummy, I don't mind that. I can pull it back. And he took an extra 2 points of damage. So, okay, so you may so a creature with double strike deals both first strike and regular combat damage. I think it will actually kill my Death Baron. I will not block it. That does first strike damage, then the 1 and 2 damage together. I can either diagraph here. Cover. I think I want the card draw. Recover is a good card. Oh shit, what if he doesn't take Vengeance? Ah, damn. That wasn't smart. Whoa! Well, that's getting murdered. It though. I could Tattered Mummy. Diagraph and murder, I think, is the smart thing to do. 3/3 flyer. If you gain 5 or more life this turn, creates a 4/4 white angel. But what life gain does he have? Nothing on the field. So I don't have to get the murder down right now. If I don't, I'm accepting 3 damage. I'm ahead in life, so I'm happy to keep trading 2 for 2. Baron does 2, Adorned Pouncer does 2, but I can't get past my diagraph on the next turn. Ooh. Want to tackle block? Fine. Once I get my hands on a Blood Divination, I'll just Blood Divine it. Resplendent Angel. I might use Rise from the Grave on that, but I'm not going to be gaining life. I don't have any white to use. buff ability. We got 4 mana. How do I get the most out of it here? I think the Infectious Horror is the way to go. This game feels like it went better than the last one because I made sure I had a turn 2 play. Like, look at how far ahead well, we're only 4 points ahead, but I mean, we are ahead and we've got better board control, so. LOL. Blood Divination. Thief. Blood Divination. A 4 cost. It's Death Baron this. His lack of nerds on the field is really hurting him. And honestly, like, this Revoke Privileges is a pretty big card for him to cast. To have to put it on Digraph Ghoul. Another one. Lol. Nice. Oh, come on. Now I'm going to have to rise from the grave to use this to block it. But I'm probably better off using the Bone Dragon. Does he want to sacrifice his Resplendent Angel for the Death Baron? I don't think so. I think I can get 3 points of damage in here. Because if he does, he loses in the next turn to the Bone Dragon. I think he has to accept here. Can't buff it to give it life link. Tapped. Got 1 card. I can rise his angel from the grave on the next turn. Oh, he's going to have some sort of Pyromancer's Cage, Revoke Privileges, something. I need my Blood Divination spell so badly. What is he doing? Has he got a steroid that he's going to block with that and kill the Bone Dragon? But I don't care if he does that because I can return the Bone Dragon. Yeah, he's got some sort of steroid, but that's fine. What has he got that'll give it? Got some sort of combat trick here. Wait, what did you do there? You two in lifelink. Oh, right. Okay. Fine. Totally fine. Nice. Feels good. The Wandering Death. Return up to 2 top creature cards from your graveyard. Only got 1 creature card there. Hey! Victoire! Oh yes! Our shitty zombie return deck. Doing work. So an aspect of the graveyard fetch that I didn't actually consider was the fact that it actually, like, it helps you trade better because, hey, rematch. So, like at the end there, with that Bone Dragon, for him, if he had managed to take down the Bone Dragon, that would have been huge for him. But then imagine how butthurt you'd be if it just reappears in the next turn. I think we keep this because we've got the skeleton to basically jump block until we get a 3rd mana. Then we've got Never. But then I've got to try to get 5 mana for open graves. Hello, Conta Delata. I can get to 4 mana, I can... Nice, that's the 3 mana we needed. We know that he's got those Revoke Privileges cards, so I might want to wait until he uses his Revoke Privileges on something, then I can Blood Divine that target. I would not be surprised at all if he revokes privileges on the Death Baron. See how much quicker my deck is than his. That's been the main takeaway I've taken from playing over the last couple of weeks. You've got to have turn 1 and 2 plays. Drop against aggro mono red with a chain whirler, you can just GG at that point. It's such a bullshit fight. Turn 3, Resplendent Angel. I think we destroy it and we punch through for 4 damage. This is a good card. I mean, a 3/3 flyer for 3. Which synergizes with healing. It's a really good card. Bastard. Yeah, I'll Blood Divine the reassembling skeleton on the next turn. I'm gonna get this body down. Oh man, I love this card. Come on, revoke privileges on the Infectious Horror. You know you want to. But he knows I've got a Blood Divination. 1 more mana and we can cast Open the Graves. There it is. Come on, 1 more mana on the next turn, please. Quite what I was after. Oh, baby. The next turn we open the graves. I wonder then when this dies. Oh shit, that's a lot of pace for him. Fuck! I'm gonna have to Death Baron for blockers. If 5 mana, I'm probably gonna have to Tattered Mummy and Death Baron. When do I open the graves is the question. Rise from the grave, the Resplendent Angel. Use it to fight his... Fuck. I think we Tattered Mummy and Death Baron because then at least I can block the Regal Caracal with Death Touch. Hello! Hopefully on the next turn all he does is punch through with his Griffin, then I can use Open the Graves and I can start throwing my Reassembling Skeleton in. I really want to see if that's going to keep giving us tokens. If it does, can you imagine if you get multiple Reassembling Skeletons and lots of mana? You just keep attacking, they keep chump blocking, they keep dying, it keeps making more tokens, which have Death Touch. Oh, baby. So, I don't know on this turn if I'm going to see how Open the Graves there works. Oof. Okay, that's pretty huge for us. We've got 7 mana. I can Reassembling Skeleton. I'll take 4 damage from that. I feel like I have to cast Open the Graves, but that only leaves me with 2 mana. I can rise his Resplendent Angel, which will make it a 4/4 Death Touch flyer. That's super tempting, but that only leaves me with 2 mana. I think murdering the War Leader is the way to go. I feel like I'm scrambling to get board control back. 2/2 Black Zombie, and then we'll exile the Murder. Ooh, from my opponent's graveyard. I can stop him from fetching back from his graveyard. Everything's tapped. I may as well get the 2 damage in, but then he could use Take Vengeance. Okay, I don't have a solution for this Silverbeak. I'm gonna have to rise from the grave. No, I just exiled it. Oh, I'm an idiot. No. Mistakes were made. It's a rookie mistake. You hate to see it, don't you? Okay, so I will block the Adorned Pouncer. He could have lethal, yeah, if he has revoked privileges. We didn't get any usefulness out of that, unfortunately. Vengeance. Fine, I can just bring it back. What else has he got here? Punches through. I'm on a 3-turn counter here. 2-turn counter if he attacks with the cats as well. Death touch? Zombies are immune to death touch, aren't they? Awesome. Awesome. I could create these. Could rise this from the grave. Make it a 4/4, and then the 2 cats with lifelink. And drop 2 digraphs, but they're going to be tapped. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's got lethal. Ooh. Whenever it attacks. Everything's going to be tapped, so I'm pretty sure. Got lethal. Okay, interesting interaction. I did not realize that zombies don't die to death touch. I could have attacked with a Death Baron, but then he would have traded his cats in. Oh, piss off! If we lose this, I kind of want to queue up again. I want to have a third match against him, like a best of 3 could be interesting. There's the 2/2 to go through. How do I kill this fucking thing? I mean, it'll kill the first one, so that'll only leave it on 2 damage. I think I have to triple block it, but then he just will kill the Regal Caracal first. We get lifelink from the. What? Surely my cats attack his. I nominated them for blocking. Okay, the game just shut its pants. Wellness tools, that doesn't really help us, does it? I can't, there we go, return from the graveyard should cost only 1 now, but that doesn't help us. I got no flyers, GG. Got us. Interesting. Interesting. I hope I fight them again. I want a best of 3. Come on. We got Genta Delata again. How do I improve this deck? I think I want more recovers. Those recovers are amazing. I love the return from graveyard plus draw a card. I think then if I have only the recovers as my return from graveyard, that's going to help with the card draw. We've got 2 cost, we've got a second turn play, Bontu's Monument. I think I keep this because I just need to draw into another swamp for me to be able to use Bontu's Monument and Resourceful Return with if you control an artifact, draw a card. Harry Fox. Hello. Another white deck. Embalmer's Tools, awesome. Let's go for the Fetid Mummy. This is pretty cool. So hopefully we're going to have Bontu's Monument and Embalmer's Tools up at the same time. Why don't we do that? Instead of attacking, we can make him discard, and who knows, maybe we get lucky and there's a big bad monster that we can use Rise from the Grave on. And this is cool because my reassembling skeletons can now be reassembled for 1 cost. He is white, so he could be running a Forsake the Worldly, which he can destroy the Embalmer's Tools with. But I really, come on, I need mana. I need to peel a mana. Decommission, fair enough. Come on, give me fucking mana. It isn't the worst. I mean, if he's going to destroy artifacts, I prefer my Bontu's Monument, I think, is more valuable. He's got no Ketras. Oh, now I'm getting land starved. This is so bad. 4-2. This looks horrible for us. 5 mana to 2 mana. Yeah, we're done. Ah! Tokens, life gain. Hello! Life, there's the swamp, but too late, I think. So far behind now. Sorcerer Return. If only that could be cast on a spell as well. But it's for a creature card. At least I can never that. Oh my god. Tokens! Oh! Okay, that is absolutely AIDS. That's very nice synergy, I like that. Really cool. I need these to chump block this 5/5 now. Besides, I can drop down the Death Baron, give them Death Touch. Oh, come on! Flyers, it's so hard to deal with flyers. I accept the damage. I won't even get the Bontu's Monument down. Creature token, a Death Baron, I can Blood Divine. But actually, if I get 1 more mana, then I can Bontu's Monument and cast a Death Baron. Ah, fuck, I've got nothing for that Herald of Faith. I'm gonna have to Blood Divine and hopefully get a murder. Oh, come on! Ugh. The lack of mana has ruined us. GG! You have a flyer. Goes. I could... Well, if I get more mana, I can rise that flyer from the grave. It'll be a flying black zombie with Death Touch with the Death Baron. Blood Divine, one of the tattered mummies now. I think I can handle one more turn, so I'm going to go for the monument. The 2 Death Touch, he'll just accept that he's got so much life, and then he'll just fly in with his heralds. I've got 2 turns here. Man, not getting any mana on turns 1, 2, 3 absolutely ruined us. But that's the chance you take when you keep a 2 swamp hand. Look at the life, holy crap. That is nice. I like his deck. It's very cool. Okay, GG. I mean, I can Blood Divine, but it's not going to matter because I won't have mana to cast Murder anyway, so... Take that 2 damage to the face. It's just swing because why not? Good game. Well, at least we killed one of his tokens. So as expected, this deck is not great. I mean, there were some nice interactions. I wish we could have seen the reassembling skeleton with embalming tools and open the graves, creating tokens, you know, for 1 mana cost. Been pretty cool. But 2 wins is more than I expected. I expected to get 0 wins on this rubbish deck. Gentness, Metal Work Colossus. Okay, that was fun. Okay, friends, thanks for watching. I'm Stobbie. That was the shitty graveyard fetch. In the next episode, I think we will recreate the variant of my Hexproof Boys deck. So for me, the central part of this deck is my 2 Carnage Tyrants and my 4 Scaled Behemoths. Can I create another Carnage Tyrant? I don't think so. I think it's a rare. Yeah. I think I want to keep it either mono green. I mean, the reason I have the white in here is for this exile target artifact or enchantment with cycling, which I really like. I mean, mono green does have some destroy enchantment, but it doesn't have cycling. So if you're against enchantments or artifacts, they're just useless cards. I also like how white gives you the Imperial Aerosaur and then even the Gulter. But I think we'll try in the next few episodes. We'll try to do a mono deck of all the various colors. We'll do green next, then we'll do red, then blue, then white, and after that we'll start doing color combinations. That was a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I'm Stobbie. This is Magic the Gathering Arena. Leave your comments. Tell me how shit I am and tell me about all the mistakes I made. Don't tell me about all the mistakes because you'll be writing a friggin' book. Anyway, thanks for watching, friends. See you next time.